Hello YouTube pipe smokers, this is Charlie Hibbs. I'm here on my back porch in beautiful Kansas City, Kansas. One of the best things about living in the Midwest is the awesome storms that come in. It is rolling, it's totally flat plain coming in, and we got a storm coming in. It's been quite dry here, so we really need the rain. I don't know how well this is going to come through, but I'm hoping the lightning in the bag kind of looks cool. This can go on for quite some time. We really don't have tornadoes in Kansas City, Kansas, or at least a vast majority of the city. Maybe a little bit on our western edge, but it starts getting hilly real quick the closer you get to Missouri. It's not an issue where I live, but we do get those awesome storms that produce those tornadoes. So I'm going to be out here as long as I can, just taking in some of this lightning, and I love watching the storms. It's not raining yet. I'm going to smoke a cigar. I don't want to bring my pipe out here because I'm afraid if it starts coming down, and I mean it can start raining hard in the blink of an eye. We have crazy weather around here, like most places, I think. Nonetheless, I wanted to talk to you about these. You're not going to be able to see it unless the lightning happens to go off. Maybe I'll hold it here long enough that will happen. Well, I'm going to cut it up. It's an Ashton, My Father cigar, blended by Don Pepin. It's a Benchmade. Now, it's what they refer to as a Cuban sandwich, meaning it's got short and some medium fillers. I mean, I'll get some pretty decent ash out of this sometimes. But, I mean, there's obviously short filler in there, meaning it's going to smoke faster, it's going to smoke a little hotter. You got to be careful with it. But the thing of it is, I get a box of 25 for about 70 bucks, $2.75 each. They're just a great smoke, and they taste like a premium cigar. And, you know, it's got some of the drawbacks. It doesn't last quite as long. Even this Churchill will be lucky to get probably an hour or so out of. And usually a Churchill like this will get closer to 2 hours. I'm going to light up, start smoking here real quick. Of course, I got matches. That wind's kind of picking up at times. Usually I give it a charring light. One thing about it, with it being a Cuban sandwich style, it's almost like a cigarette. It's pretty easy to light. Yeah. You can watch my cherry glow. Yeah, it's just so hot and sticky here. When I walk inside the house, it's like an atmospheric pressure difference going into a space lock or something. But these storms we get are just awesome at times. This one, I don't know how big it's going to be. I think, they called for some thunderstorms. Nothing to be concerned about. Power outages kind of happen on the regular here. We get, like I said, a lot of big storms. When I first moved out of my house, I moved down to this area called Strawberry Hill. And then I bought a house down there right by where my daughter ended up going to grade school, St. John's the Baptist. We have several St. John's. No, not Baptist, the Divine. We have several St. John's. We're a big Catholic city. And, I'm Catholic, etc. so on. Anyhow, St. John's Church, I was literally like a block away from it. And it had, kind of set up on a hill. And just on top of the cross, it had this lightning rod. You just see the most awesome lightning strikes that just drill that cross all the time. Yeah, anyways, this cigar is tasting great. These things really do taste good. Anyone who's familiar at all with cigars, and I don't want to come off like I'm some big aficionado cigar expert, but the My Father cigars and Don Pepin, they just have this palate, and these definitely hit in that. I think the filler's Ashton, but the wrappers are Don Pepin, My Father cigars. They come in a cedar box. I mean, these things are not to be played with. They are freaking, I can't believe they're dumb enough to make a cigar that tastes this good for $2, $3 a stick. I mean, that's just insane. So if you're not such a cigar snob that you can't, have a cigar with some loose filler, and then it has a great flavor profile. It's not a complex smoke, I mean, you're not going to expect that, or you shouldn't expect that out of a cigar that's cheap. But I'd say it has as good as flavor as any $6, $7, $8 cigar you're going to find. I mean, may not have the burnability characteristics that, like I said, it's going to burn a little fast, it's going to burn a little hot. You got to watch your cadence on it. Or at least I do. Wish I had my lighter on me. Need to touch this thing up. Didn't get a real good light. It was windy. Dark Maduro wrapper, you're not going to get that razor edge burn that you get out of a nice Connecticut lighter leaf. Let's say I've been out here 7 minutes and 45 seconds and it's still not doing anything. It's been lightning like this for quite a while now. I felt a couple drops. I don't know where my dog ran off to. I don't have a fence. I hope he ain't out in the street. We live in a pretty quiet, mellow neighborhood. The fast stop a couple blocks away kind of gets a little hectic at night. An unsavory element moving in. But what can you do? People just don't respect life and property. I got the convenience store's been robbed a few times. Just, people are ate up. What can you do? That's why, I have a love-hate relationship with people in general. I mean, most people you meet are kind. I love the YTPC. Everybody's so generous, sharing with each other. A little bit of turmoil between cliques sometimes, I guess. But overall, I think, most people are just kind. They're sharing. It's just a great community to be a part of. And, some people are just merciless dicks. Very self-absorbed. Anyhow, enough with my rant about people. Just not to be trusted in general. I mean, I love my friends. I grew up in a tight-knit community. I went to Bishop Ward High School, Catholic schools. And we had a pretty tight clique. Everybody loves each other, cares about each other, for the most part. Starting to get a few drops coming down. See how much long I can come out here and take this weather is how long I'm going to talk to you. We're at 10 minutes. Quite some time for me to be rambling. Cigar's burning a little funny, but it's a bit windy. Look, I need to touch this bad boy up again. Damn it. Makes me want to go inside and grab my lighter. I half brought out this camera and to make this video so you guys could see some of this. Didn't end up turning into the lightning show I was hoping it would. Boy, it had it for a minute, but I don't know, we'll see what's going to happen. Looking out to the southeast, and there's a little wall. I swear, every time I go to strike a match, that wind picks up. Starting to sprinkle. Well, it's just gonna have to correct itself. I'm gonna go in a minute anyhow. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to stay out here. Got a little tree cover. Oh, and as far as the cigar, it's, kind of coming along. Got about an inch of ash, I'd say. Like I said, it's not going to be your most complex cigar, but, if you look at most of your entry-level cigars, it might be at a $6 to $8 stick price, like in a Levo series. I can't say it right. My daughter's name's Olivia, and every time I read the box, I just see Olivia in my head. But the Series V, they're about, I think, about $6, $7 a stick where I live, and I'd say this has got a comparable flavor. I don't want to make it sound like it's something it's not, but it's good. I mean, that's the whole thing. And at $2.75, I mean, I couldn't afford maybe a cigar a week at the $10 range. 8 to 12. A lot of Don Pepin, My Father cigars. I love them. Ashton on the high end. I can get those for $8 to $15. That's about all the more I like to spend, and maybe every week, 2 weeks, somewhere in between there, I'll go down to the cigar shop. I just grab one. But anyhow, since I found these, and just such a great deal, I can, smoke a couple of these a week, and it's $6. And like I said, it wouldn't matter if they didn't taste like a good cigar, but they taste like a good cigar. I mean, it tastes good as any, like I said, entry level, low line, hand rolled premium cigar. I mean, it tastes like a premium cigar. I can't get over it. Really need to touch this thing up. The weather's not cooperating with me. I'm gonna hold the match at the ready. Every so often there's a little break in the wind. Did I get it? Did I get it? Come on, hang in there, buddy. Oh, there we go. There we go, baby. A little pause. That's all I needed is heat up this wrapper. I was going on about how great this cigar is, and I get a fucking bad burn like that, but there it goes. It's all caught up now. "16 minutes. Wow, that's a hell of a long video, ain't it? See if anyone watches this thing this long. I'm gonna assume if you're still hanging in there with me, it's because you like watching storms as much as I do. I just, like I said, all my life I found it fascinating. And let's see, it was 1993. I started my job with the city street department. I worked midnight to 8 in a truck by myself for the weekend, Monday, or I didn't work Sunday and Monday, you know, but I worked midnight to 8. Just saw the most awesome storms. In 1993, our city had a big flood. I mean, I think the biggest flood we had since 1951, and there's just parts of the city underwater. You know, it happens everywhere every so often, but it was a privilege to be working at the city. I was, you know, involved with sandbagging, working incredibly long shifts overtime, free food. Oh my God, just like Wendy's trucks, Taco Bell trucks, just all kinds of donated food, donuts, Dunkin', Krispy Kreme, whatever was in town at the time, all the big ones. Duty calls. But like I said, it was an awesome experience. The storms that came in that year were just so magnificent, awesome. I can't get over it. You would see the lightning light up, and it'd just be like an dark aquarium green, like looking at a light under the water in a dark lake. Around here we get a lot of storms, so a lot of our lakes are pretty murky. A lot of wind. See if I can hold this here for a little bit long enough to get some lightning. I got approaching, you know, a good couple inches of ash, and that's not a bad hang on for something that has some short filler in it. There's some medium filler in there as well, I suspect. I mean, comparing it to, you know, other bundle cigars, like I said, it'd be unfair to compare it to a whole leaf hand roll cigar, but I believe these are hand rolled. And it is really starting to come down. We're at 19 minutes. I'm gonna say my goodbyes, get in before everything gets wet. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Stay dry. And for God's sakes, if you're in the heat, stay cool. Be safe. Good night.